So, hi, my name is Patrycja. Obviously, I'm Polish. I grew up in Poland around Poznań in Wągrowiec. I've been in the United States 21 years. I came as an au pair, and now I work for the au pair company. I am a placement coordinator, which means I try to match the family with the specific au pairs for their needs. I have 4 regions right now. It's California, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. The experience that I had with my host family helps me to stand up for au pairs, even though it's not part of my job because I don't directly work with the au pairs, but I feel bad for the au pairs if they're having, when I'm asked a opinion about the family, I will give you the true opinion. I'm not gonna butterfly it. I'm not gonna make it better. I will tell you, or I will tell the regional program manager, I will tell the truth of how I felt about the family, the way were with me, because some families will give you an impression even over the phone. It helps me with setting a realistic vision of the program to the host families, or try to at least steer them in that direction. And I don't know, I think it makes me feel more compassionate for the situation, but the experience itself made me tough. Rematch is kind of scary because you kind of have to go in and play by somebody else's rules again. And then you already have this feeling like, what if it doesn't work out again? Well, in my situation, I was hopeful and I was excited and I wanted to do a good job. I just wanted to try. I wanted to have a great experience, and I ended up having a great experience, hence why I enjoy working for Au Pair in America. The way I started to work for Au Pair in America, being an au pair, we actually have a German au pair, we have a Brazilian au pair, we have a woman, one of our directors, who is in charge of the rematch, is a Scottish au pair that came in early 90s or late 80s. So we care about au pairs. Of course, we care about our families. I had a break of 19 years between my experience of au pair because I moved away from the East Coast. I live in Arkansas, which is above Texas. There is no program au pair there. I work for the government, and then I moved to Connecticut, not for this job, because I did not even know that they exist in the area, but I play sports. And one of the guys sent out an email, and he works for Au Pair. And I just asked, I was like, oh my God, you work for Au Pair in America. I used to be an au pair. He goes, oh, that's great. We always have openings. I was like, oh my God, I'm looking for a new job. He goes, send me your CV. So I did, and 2 months later, here I am. They like to hire au pairs because they have a great experience. And that's how I sell, it's a wrong word. I don't like saying sell, but that's how I introduce when I talk to my families. That's my perspective. One of the lines that I use very often, I was like, well, lucky you, speaking to a former Polish au pair, I can tell you. I can tell you from my own experience. The interviews, they're always nerve-wracking, the first ones, for the family as much as they are for the au pair. So I always make a joke about, you know what, I still have nightmares about my first au pair interview, because my English was not great. I was overthinking, are they understanding my accent? Am I using the correct tense? Because there's 17 million of them. And they laugh, and then they get relaxed. So they're more relaxed when they finally talk to the au pair. So I try to give them that spin. And it's true because it is my experience. So I'm just telling them about my experience. And they feel like they actually appreciate that. I got several thank yous in emails or even cards after I match with somebody, and they said, well, last year we had somebody else, and this year experience was different because you gave us a different spin of it, or different side of it, or insight to it from your perspective. So now we know how to deal with the situation. I have had families who were in a rematch, and the host mom called me every day, and she goes, Patrycja, I know you're not taking care of this, I know, but I feel like you understand me. I feel like I can talk to you. And it was just so funny because I actually, at the end, I told her, I was like, Miss So-and-so, I think you and I, we just got a bottle of wine somewhere, and we just gotta be good friends. And she laughed, you know. Situation was, they loved the au pair. The au pair's driving was very questionable. So they were feeling unsafe with the children in the car with her. So it was nothing. And she, just like I mentioned before, she didn't know how to address it. So she was afraid that she's going to hurt the au pair's feelings, or, feel like they don't like her or whatever. So the families struggle with the same things. Not all of them, but just not all au pairs struggle with things. Some couldn't put up with things, some can't. But just make sure to know that the situation is new to them. And so I like that perspective that I have now with matching the families, but also I come from a heart because I was an au pair.